100 years ago, the dark wizard Hollowell raised an army and tried to conquer the world. He was stopped by an unlikely hero, Sheriff Aesop Stormwood. As Hollowell died, he prophesied that he would be reborn twice more and rise again. Stormwood looked him in the eye and said if Hollowell did, his descendants would strike him down. Sheriff Aesop Stormwood went on to form Stormwood and Associates to make sure they'd be ready for Hollowell's returns, a private detective, security, and federally licensed magic users agency. 25 years ago, Hollowell returned for the first time, and a Stormwood made good on Aesop's promise. But the third coming of Hollowell may not be so far in the future. But the young Raz Stormwood just might know it's coming, and she plans to be ready.
We open on another day at the Stormwood and Associates office. Everyone is, busy going about their thing. I completely forgot the name of our acting receptionist right now.
Mara!
Yeah, I had a brain fart moment. Mara is her typical angry self, flipping off half the people coming in. Only employees, of course. Brian has opened a fresh bag of coffee and is just chowing down on the beans. Everyone else in the intern pool is just looking with fascination and abject terror. Anyone else up to anything interesting? This is the start of the day, what you guys are doing.
NK is, without any explanation, running cables through along the ceiling with a stepladder and not explaining what she's doing.
Babbitt is looking at that confused.
All right. Bill is sitting at his cubicle reading books with various magical tomes out, just kind of paging through.
Raz is in her office going through paperwork, listening to escape room YouTube videos.
As the normal day continues, suddenly a woman comes in. She is very well dressed. She looks like she's from an upper crust family, lots of money. She gets to the reception desk and walks up to Mara. Excuse me, I have an appointment with Miss Stormwood. She should know me from the Stamets Company. Mara briefly looks up, picks up the office phone. Hey, there's a Stamets for you, Raz. Is that right, Stamets? Yes, Stamets. Yeah, Stamets, Miss Stamets. She has an appointment with you.
Thank you. Send her along.
Ms. Stamets walks through the office and into Raz's office and takes a seat. Good morning, Ms. Stormwood. I'm so sorry. I wanted to talk with you about this situation in person.
Yes, thank you for coming. Please elaborate.
Well, as you know, I'm trying to keep things relatively low-key. In fact, I came here myself because I didn't want any illicit channels leaking the information. I'm the heiress from a company out on the East Coast. Our headquarters is in New York. My son, Mark, is missing. And I think he might be in your area soon. If not, if he's not already. This is a very sensitive topic, but I need a private investigator because I think he's fallen in with the wrong crowd.
There are many different types of wrong crowds. What specifically about them? Like what?
Well, they seem so normal, Ms. Stormwood. On the weekends he was seeing these friends, this person he knew named Gary, and every weekend he would go to hang out with Gary, and they'd, you know how Wick Daniels, the fast food restaurant, you know how they do that game, those games on the packages of French fries and soft drinks, where it's where they have the game pieces from that classical dwarven board game?
Yeah.
They do it every year. I thought they were both just really into that dwarven game, Thud or whatever it's called, and they just wanted to win the prize. But then I met Gary, and, well, one, he was much older than my Mark, and two, all he said was, "Oh yeah, we're getting a prize, the biggest prize." And before I knew it, Mark was gone. But I've been hearing rumors that they've been seeing him in different McDaniels all across the country, traveling with Gary and several other people. I think he's in a fast food cult.
If there's a problem, they can solve it. If you need to find someone, they can do it. Stormwood and Associates is a detective, security, and federally licensed magic users agency. If you need help, they'll be there. But don't get in their way, or else you'll get caught in the eye of the storm.
Right. When was the last time when was the last time he was seen, do you know?
Well, the last time Gary's group was pictured, they were going, they've been traveling through several other places. I've talked to some other private investigators, but as soon as they exit their state, the investigator is afraid to leave their jurisdiction. It started with stories of him being in Illinois, then Colorado, and I think he might be continuing to move westward. Could you perhaps investigate if the McDaniels cult has been through here? I just want my Mark back, and I'm worried that they might be up to some nefarious things.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, we can check into that for you. If we do find him, should we try to get him out?
Please do. Please contact me as soon as possible. I want him away from those people. I'll pay whatever fee you want, and extra.
Okay.
My company is absolutely good for the money. The Stamets are known for being good for the money.
So I know. I'm actually a transplant from the East Coast as well. I've heard of your company.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you, Ms. Stormwood, and I hope you hear from my Mark soon.
I'm sure we will find him, and we'll be calling you very soon. Thank you for coming in.
She exits. Bill looks up from the desk. That looks promising. Do we have a gig?
We got a gig. Conference room time.
I fall off the ladder.
Babbitt goes to catch you, but rethinks it and lets you fall.
A pile of cables that I had been duct taping to the ceiling falls on top of me. It is still not clear what I was doing.
What is going on?
Nothing?
Nothing with all these cables?
They're very important. Let's walk into the conference room.
Yay! Alright.
Oh.
Alright, the team is gathered in the conference room.
Alright, gang. That was Mrs. Staffitz, heiress of the Staffitz company. Her son Mark is missing. She believes he is part of a cult.
What kind of cult? Wait. Oh, sorry.
Specifically, a fast food cult of McDaniels.
What's McDaniels?
They're that really popular, chain of fast food restaurants that were originally owned by dwarves, but then this businessman came in, stole the name from the dwarves, and turned it into the most successful fast food chain in the country, other than McDonald's.
Wait. Okay. So both exist.
Yeah, I thought this was a replacement for McDonald's.
Okay, I'm just like, okay.
Except McDonald's, okay, out of character, McDonald's already exists within this universe.
That's right, because we got chicken nuggets.
Because we got chicken McNuggets.
We got McNuggets.
Also,
right.
Both Pokemon and whatever the heck it is, a card game Louise plays and Bob's Burgers both exist, so it's okay.
Okay.
That's why it was funny. Thank you for explaining the joke.
All right, so what do you mean a fast food cult?
So I'm kind of weird on this myself.
Work? I'm obviously, while we're talking, pulling up the social networking information for people.
I don't exactly know either, but...
For Mark Stamets, is it Stamets?
It is Mark Stamets.
Okay.
So I guess after Raz... I'm assuming Raz is just going to info dump everything on us.
Yeah.
So we can just all assume, without having to explain it a second time in character, what we all just heard in that meeting. So yeah, it's Enki's I'm gonna pull up the everything I can using research on this Mark Stamets and see if we can find any information about Gary. What do I find, GM?
All right. You're finding not a whole lot of information, but there are some people talking about encountering a disheveled-looking man surrounded by people in cloaks who keep going to fast food restaurants during this, who only seem to show up at fast food restaurants when they're doing this game on the side of the boxes of fries and drinks, and hearing them whisper about the little ones and share alike.
The greater good. Okay. Am I finding so what I'm looking for is, so obviously they're headed somewhere. I'm really just looking to see if I can find any on his own social media, if he's been geotagged anywhere in a photo, or because if McDaniel's is this big fast food chain, then there are going to be dozens of locations around the city, so we can't just go to every McDaniel's, because you just said they're the second biggest fast food company in the country. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out where they're going, man.
You're finding proof that he's been just in the local area. There have been pictures of people in cloaks at almost every McDaniel's on the far east end of town, and they seem to be moving to each one westward.
Okay, so I'm just gonna pull up the Google Maps and put it up on the. I'm gonna use the holo display. Screw the Coltech holo display 9000, whatever model number it is. I'm using the regular flat screens on the wall and pulling up Google Maps and having it highlight all the McDaniel's restaurants in town. So these weirdos in the cloaks, assuming that this is related to our client, because if there's a second fast food cult, I'm just gonna be annoyed. That they seem to be, guys in these dumb outfits seem to be showing up at all the McDaniel's on the east side of town, and they're moving west.
All right, well, should we maybe scout out a McDaniel's and see if they're going to show up? I mean, it's going to be lunch rush in a few hours anyway.
Do we know if lunch rush is important for cult activities? Some of these are 24 hours.
I don't know. I just want to be helpful.
Okay. What we have to do is figure out the next restaurant they're gonna hit and stake it out.
All right, I'm gonna highlight the most eastern restaurants that haven't had sightings yet.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Let's roll one real quick. Doot. All right, there are 4 restaurants that they have not hit yet on the east side of town.
All right. So here are the 4 restaurants on the east side of town they haven't gone to yet. Just pick one.
Either that, or we split up and use our comms.
Okay.
So, I don't know if this will be in-game question or not. Is there a way to hack into, like, all the security cameras of the various McDaniels, would we have to do that locally?
That's a good question. I have the skill to hack into the cameras, but whether or not it can be done remotely or locally is kind of a GM question.
I hadn't actually thought that over, so let's I'm gonna figure this out the old-fashioned way.
Otherwise, we just all split up in our vehicles.
There are 4 of us.
Yeah, watch, like, have one person on each one, and we stake out each restaurant. Like, one gets hit, we notify the rest of them, and we figure out which one is going to be the absolute, like, next one they're going to hit, and we can ambush them or follow them or whatever.
It's not like we don't have enough
that might
cars.
be your best bet. Yeah, I think that might be your best bet. Yeah, they're pretty secretive ever since. Actually,
Who are you speaking as there?
what? Try to hack in. Actually, sorry.
Okay, no, I was just curious as to who was speaking with with those remarks.
No, I came up with my answer. I'm
Okay.
sorry. It's been a while since I've run this game, so I feel
All
like
right. So,
sorry.
technological solution. I, NK, master of the hackers, twice level 5. I'm going to bypass the franchisee's network router's firewall through a brute force multi-pronged hack, disabling their SSL and bypassing their local network servers and through their cloud storage, and directly redirect their feed, clone it, send it back to their own cloud so they don't notice that I'm on it, but also then have a ongoing live file processing of their camera feeds to my laptop. Does that work?
Yes.
Are you going to say no, Nick, and make me roll?
I'm gonna make you roll.
All right. So let's sweet move test. So I have to roll a 1d10, and that has to be, I have to roll a number lower than my level plus 4. So I'm level 5. So I just have to not roll a 10 right now. I rolled a 2, so it's successful.
Yay.
I'm gonna mark down that I spent that point.
All right, I can't argue with that.
Yeah, I'm level 5. It's hard to stop a level 5 character.
You're getting through the security cameras at the restaurants.
You could have just said this can't be done remotely, but you let me do it, and now you have to live with the consequences.
I do have to live with the consequences, but unbeknownst to you, the security cameras at least 2 of the restaurants are pointed mostly at the bathroom after something that they refer to as the incident. It's outside the bathroom. It definitely didn't involve a halfling and lots of diarrhea. But
why would I know that?
You don't know that, but for some reason, the audience is going to have a lovely narration provided by Ron Howard explaining that that's why the cameras are pointed outside the bathroom.
Okay. So we're still going to have to go out there anyways.
The other 2 restaurants, you can see everything going on in there.
Right. But we don't know that they're going to show up at those other 2 restaurants.
Yep.
So we're going to have to go out there anyways.
Yep.
All right, I'm just setting the laptop to record everything on the off chance some important clue is going to end up on this footage, okay? Okay, so we're going to go to the 4 restaurants. The golf is fixed, so I'll take my car. Bill, you can drive your Lumina.
That's the plan.
Hope the brakes work.
What?
Remember, they souped up that engine but didn't upgrade the brakes.
Oh boy.
So take it easy on the gas, okay? And then I guess Fraz, you and Babbitt can take 2 different SUVs, because we've got like 20. You know, we could probably sell one of those cars and pay for Amy to have a salary.
We'll think it over.
We'll think it over.
We have a lot of stuff.
You have a lot of stuff. Actually, no, I'm sorry. That's not a good comeback.
No.
Blame my
Bill, are you okay, Bill?
This is weird. Today is weird. Also,
Okay.
I'm worried about some Hollowell stuff, but mostly this is a weird day.
Do you need to take a break? Do you need to take a second?
I'll be all right. But I mean, what? I'm gonna go hang out outside of McDaniel's, and look for like some weird cultists. I'm not too worried about this one.
I don't know. Last week we fought a cult of werecats. Or whenever that was in the timeline.
There's a serious problem with like cult activity in our neighborhood, and I'm getting kind of worried. I guess now that you mention it, I'm getting kind of worried about it.
Yeah.
It's curious, yes.
Alright, so I just dish out random addresses out of the 4 to everybody.
Yep.
And I'm driving to one of the ones without good cameras.
Okie dokie. Everyone roll a d10.
7.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
7.
All right. So everyone goes to their respective sandwich place. All right. At the McDaniel's Bill goes to, there is a weirdly long line of just people like trying to get whatever it is that they want to eat. It's not even clear what the big deal is. Maybe they're just into this like thud game. At the one that NK went to, the activity is quiet, but there is someone at the front counter who keeps complaining that there is bread on the burger patty. Raz, you're not seeing anything of particular interest. Although your favorite childhood movie has toys in the Happy Meal for some reason. And that's kind of distracting you.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
If it's super slow, I'd probably like go through the drive-thru and get some Chicky Nuggy Happy Meal.
Hippie meal.
Good answer. All right. Babbitt. As you're sitting in the restaurant, suddenly a group of people walk in with a kind of dark aura around them. All of them are wearing cloaks for some reason. And at the front of their group is a disheveled-looking, bearded man played by this week's guest star, Jason Mantzoukas.
So, just a quick question, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but is the mascot of McDaniel's Randall McDaniel?
It might be.
I just had to ask.
I want him to be a mime.
Their big sandwich is called the Bernie Burger. There are two people that might possibly get. I'm doing a lot of weird references. So
You
there's
sure are. So you've got a guest star that you've cast showing up. Okay.
Yep.
Jason Mantzoukas type. Because obviously this is legally distinct from actual Jason Mantzoukas because,
Yes.
to
We don't
be clear,
literally have him here, but
it's legally distinct.
Legally distinct from. Kind of like how McDaniel's is legally distinct from McDonald's.
Yes.
Hey everyone, I got eyes on an evil fast food cult.
All right, let's
How-
all move in on his position.
All right.
All right. Shouldn't take any of you guys longer than like 10 minutes to get there, because it's like these things are like everywhere. These sandwich shops.
I drive quickly.
Bill drives carefully because the engine modifications are scary.
There's a lot of power in that car. He can go very fast. Stopping takes a while, though.
Fabbit, do you do any?
I'm just watching.
Right.
Nonchalantly.
Are you in the restaurant or are you in the parking lot?
I'm in the restaurant eating some fish supreme sandwich.
You can kind of hear them going, all right, everyone remember, get your value meals. Yeah, because you get the nuggets. Because you get more pieces if you do that. Yeah, come on. Come on, you guys. The cult proceed to the seats, to that cartoonishly big table normally reserved for children's birthday parties.
Yes.
Oh man, hey Gary, you said this would be one of those ones with the interactive tables. Look, I got a little confused. There's a lot of these shops, and we gotta do this for the little one, okay? Remember, everything we do is for the little one. Everything. All right, so let's all get in. Let's get in the right state of mind. Say your prayers. Eat your nuggets. All right, everyone should have pulled up by now, except for Bill, who has hit traffic. Come on, seriously.
All right. I've got my guns in my messenger bag, loaded with stun bullets that I have taken from the inventory at the office. I want to point out, I am using the stun bullets that we have, that I maybe forgot about for a bunch of episodes. But I have them. I just want to be clear before I end up shooting anyone that I am using stun bullets if I start shooting people in a fast food franchise restaurant. All right. So I'm just walking into this McDaniel's.
The extremely pimply-faced elf at the counter welcomes you in. Welcome to McDaniel's, home of the Bernie. Can I take your order?
Large fries.
Okay. The pimply-faced elf enters your order.
I pay for it. I'm just gonna.
They already have fries out to you.
All right, great. I'm gonna take my fries. I'm gonna walk up to the cult. Is there an open seat?
There are a few open seats. There's like about 20 cult members.
All right, I was gonna sit down, start eating my fries. What's up?
Hey, hi! Wow, it's not normal that people just like walk up and want to join us. Welcome. Hi, I'm Gary.
That's great. Where's Mark?
Mark.
I looked at his social media, so I looked at his social media, so I know what he looks like.
That is a good question, because like, where is Mark? Like, who gave him that name though? Like, is he Mark because he decided that, or because you decided that?
I'm thinking his
we're
parents
all Gary.
picked the name. That's great. Okay, I'm just gonna look around the table. Do I see Mark?
Mark is actually not with them.
Great. Well,
I'm not saying that I know a Mark, because I don't. We're
do you
all
know
Gary
someone
now.
who at one
Hi.
point called themselves Mark Stamets?
I can't legally answer that. I don't think.
I put one of my guns on the table. Can you tell me where I can find him?
That's not delicious. That does not belong on the table.
What? You saying I should put it on the floor?
You should not be taking... Are you threatening me? Are you threatening my religious liberty?
Are you threatening me? And my Second
Why
Amendment rights?
Why do
Eat a
you have
fry.
a gun at a McDaniel's?
Because of freedom.
Babbitt is covering his face and peering through his fingers and horrified.
Because I believe in freedom. Eat a fry.
This is horrifying.
Anyways, so we're going to find Mark.
We're all Gary. We all live as Gary.
Doesn't matter what you live as now. I want to know where the one who at one point lived as Mark Stamets is.
Even if I did know where someone who used to be named Mark might be, who's to say that he's anywhere? Maybe he isn't still with my group. Maybe he's still with the group and he got food poisoning from the last batch of nuggets that a lot of us had.
Look, it's been a long time since I opened fire in a fast food restaurant. Everyone is somewhere at some point. Everyone is at a defined point in space, whether they're above ground, underground, scattered across the bay, they're somewhere. Right?
What the hell is wrong with you?
I don't know. What's wrong with you?
Everyone roll a spot check.
Just what do you need from us? A D10?
Yeah.
6.
Fine.
What'd you get, Raz?
7.
All right. Babbitt, you sort of, you clearly notice, and Raz, you sort of notice the pimply-faced elf is looking extremely concerned and is like reaching for a phone right now. NK does not notice the elf at all.
That's fine.
Look, this is crazy talk. Why are you even doing this? Why can't we just follow our religion the way that we were meant to?
How am I stopping you from doing that?
Coming in and threatening me with a weapon. Like a large, loaded weapon. That's just wrong.
I mean, it's not super big. It's just a 9mm. It's, how am I threatening you? Right. I'm not threatening. I'm just having a conversation, and I'm definitely not impeding your religious liberty. I would never impede your liberties, Gary.
This is part of my religion. We gather, we eat the nuggets, we don't want any trouble.
That's great.
Yeah.
I don't want trouble either.
There's gonna be trouble eventually, but like not right now.
I mean,
would Babbitt have noticed how they got here?
Yes. Yes, Babbitt, there are a couple of like rental cars outside.
Okay. Babbitt gets up and goes outside.
You know, Babbitt, there are probably some spare earbuds in your car.
Yeah.
All right, look, none of us want any trouble. But I mean, we can make trouble if you need.
I'm not asking for trouble. I'm asking for Mark.
Oh, I think you've already asked a little too much.
Asking for Mark is too much? Is that where your limit lies? Are you that weak that you cannot take the stamina of a question about a man named Mark?
About 10 of the gathered
really?
figures start pulling out weapons of their own.
That's cute. Anyways, so what I'm saying, I continue to eat my fries, is that this conversation can go two different ways. Either you can be obstinate and we can have unpleasant, I don't want unpleasantness, or you can just tell me where to find Mark. Like, that's all I'm asking for. Some basic civility and some hospitality. Why would you want to be so inhospitable?
You are crazy. This is crazy.
No, I'm not. You don't want to call me crazy.
Yeah, I do. I just want to eat my nuggets in peace.
That's amazing. You know who else wanted peace?
He seems to be gathering little pieces of paper in his hand.
Do you know who wanted peace? The
Jesus.
bookmaker. The bookmaker wanted peace. Do you know why the bookmaker wanted peace?
'Cause knowledge is power?
That's not the kind of bookmaker I'm talking about. You know what a bookmaker is, right? A bookie? A bookie wants peace because if there isn't peace, his business doesn't work. People don't gamble if there's not peace. People feel insecure if there's not peace. And when those people don't, to use his services, he doesn't make money. Right? The bookmaker wants peace.
Suddenly, out of the back of the restaurant, you hear a storming bellow. What for is happening in my restaurant?
Your game master for this episode was Nick Izumi. I'm Trey Dorn, and I played NK. Babbitt was played by Kyle Johnson, and Raz Stormwood by Gen Proc. Stormwood and Associates is a production of Nerd and Tie. You can find more information at nerdandtie.com/Stormwood. You can also find us on social media at Nerd and Tie on Twitter, nerdandtie.tumblr.com, and facebook.com/nerdandtie. This podcast can be subscribed to on anywhere that major podcasts are found: iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and quite a few other places, and anywhere that takes an RSS feed as well. To be continued. Hey, while you're still here, let me tell you about another podcast on the Nerd and Tie Network. And that's Let's Be Legendary. Let's Be Legendary, the Feywild West, is a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play game. So, an actual play game like this one, but in a system people actually use in the real world. Set in a homebrew Wild West steampunk world, the Feywild West follows two people discovering what it means to be in a relationship, all the while seeking revenge and learning the truth of their pasts. Let's Be Legendary podcast is an LGBTQ+ podcast with both main and minor characters, as well as players falling under the queer blanket. A heavy RP game with a focus on story and characters, and you can hear it every week here on the Nerd and Tie Network, and you can find all of their subscription information and links at nerdandtie.com/legendary.